The vast halls of the alien palace gleamed under soft violet lights, each crystal surface reflecting the faint hum of energy that powered the fortress. Princess Lyra stood at the edge of the balcony, her eyes scanning the horizon where twin suns sank behind jagged mountains. The wind carried the scent of strange blossoms that bloomed only in the upper regions of her planet. Yet, despite the beauty around her, Lyra's heart was heavy. Her father, King Alaric, had arranged her marriage to a human named Damon, a warrior known throughout the galaxies for his cunning and ruthlessness. But Damon's reputation had never included kindness, and that cruelty unsettled Lyra. She had watched him during negotiations between their worlds, noting the way he spoke with sharpness, how his eyes seemed to calculate fear and submission instead of respect. And now, her father expected her to embrace him as a husband. Lyra's attendants approached, bowing low. "Princess," one whispered, "your father awaits. He wishes to finalize the arrangements tonight." She shook her head, brushing away the tears that threatened to fall. "I cannot," she said softly. "I will not marry someone who brings harm to others without thought or mercy. I refuse, even if it defies my father." The attendants exchanged uneasy glances. Defying King Alaric was dangerous. Few had dared, and fewer had returned unscathed, but Lyra's resolve had been formed long before. She remembered the day Damon first arrived on her planet, his ship breaking through the atmosphere like a comet. Soldiers and scientists had gathered to greet him, and the humans he commanded had carried themselves with precision. Yet, in his eyes, Lyra had glimpsed the coldness that would haunt her dreams. That evening, she found herself in the throne room, the walls shimmering with energy fields that shifted color as her father moved. King Alaric sat at the highest dais, his expression unreadable. Damon knelt before him, head lowered in respect that seemed forced, yet his posture betrayed arrogance. "Princess Lyra," King Alaric began, his voice echoing in the hall, "your union with Damon will secure peace between our worlds. This is not only my will, but the will of all who wish prosperity and safety. You will honor this agreement." Lyra's hands clenched at her sides. "Father," she said, her voice steady though her heart raced, "I cannot marry him. I cannot give my life to someone who will not honor others as we do. I will not be a pawn for cruelty, no matter the reason." A murmur rippled through the hall. Even Damon paused, surprised by her defiance. King Alaric's eyes narrowed. "You speak of cruelty as if you understand it, child. Damon has brought victories, defended our interests, and ensured survival for many worlds. Do not let your emotions blind you to the larger picture." Lyra shook her head. "Survival built on fear is no victory, father. I will not accept it." For a moment, silence reigned. Damon lifted his head, his gaze meeting hers. There was an odd curiosity in his eyes, a mixture of respect and disbelief. "You have courage," he said quietly, "more than I expected." That night, Lyra returned to her private chambers, unable to sleep. She walked along the crystal corridors, each step echoing softly. Her mind replayed the images of Damon's actions during the council meetings, how he had intimidated other leaders, how he had shown little regard for suffering unless it served his goals. And yet, she wondered if humans were all like him, or if he was merely a reflection of the environment that had shaped him. A soft knock on her door pulled her from thought. It was her closest confidant, a scientist named Aaron. "Princess, are you all right?" he asked, concern in his voice. "I do not know," she admitted. "I feel trapped. My father believes Damon will bring safety, but I cannot see it. I cannot marry someone whose soul feels cold." Aaron placed a hand gently on her shoulder. "Sometimes courage is not in obedience, but in refusing what is wrong. Your choice may change more than your life. It may change the path of entire worlds." Lyra nodded, feeling a faint warmth at his words. She knew the danger of defiance, yet the thought of submission felt worse than any punishment. Meanwhile, Damon was not idle. He spent his hours studying the palace and its inhabitants, observing Lyra from a distance. The more he watched, the more he realized her resolve was different from any human he had encountered. She was not naive or fearful. She saw the world clearly and judged it by principles that humans often abandoned. In that moment, something shifted within him. The next morning, the king summoned both Lyra and Damon to the outer courtyard, a place where warriors from both species had trained together. The air was crisp, filled with the scent of ozone from energy shields that lined the training grounds. "Perhaps a demonstration is in order," King Alaric said, his gaze sweeping over both of them. "If Damon is to be your husband, he must show not only strength, but understanding. And you, Lyra, must see whether he can be more than what you perceive." Damon stepped forward, his stance firm but respectful. "I will not harm her," he said, "but I will show you what humans can endure and achieve." Lyra frowned. "Endure? Achieve? You speak as if trials and pain are proof of worth, but strength is measured in more than battle." Damon nodded. "Perhaps, princess, but let me show you another way. Watch." Over the next hours, Damon demonstrated feats that went beyond simple physical strength. He manipulated energy tools with precision, navigated treacherous terrain with agility, and solved problems under pressure that would have stumped even the most experienced alien soldiers. Lyra watched, her heart a mixture of skepticism and surprise. Humans were fragile, she had thought, yet this one displayed a resilience and ingenuity that rivaled her people's finest minds. When the sun dipped again, casting long shadows over the courtyard, Lyra found herself standing beside Damon. "You are strong," she admitted softly, "but strength without compassion is hollow." Damon smiled faintly. "I understand that now. I have been trained to conquer, to win. But seeing how you live, how your people care for one another, I see a different kind of power, one I had never known." Lyra looked at him, tears threatening again. "Then show it, not through battle, but through choice. Choose mercy. Choose to help, not to dominate." Damon's eyes held hers, and for the first time, he felt the weight of true responsibility. He realized that survival was meaningless if it required sacrificing kindness and integrity. In the weeks that followed, Damon worked quietly among her people, assisting with construction projects, learning their sciences, and engaging with children and elders alike. Each act of genuine care shifted Lyra's perception. She saw that while cruelty had shaped his reputation, it was not the entirety of his being. Human resilience could coexist with empathy if nurtured, but the real test came when a sudden crisis struck. A rogue fleet of marauders attacked the planet's outer colonies, seeking to plunder resources. Panic spread quickly, and King Alaric looked to Damon for strategy. The humans and aliens prepared for confrontation. Damon coordinated defenses, combining human ingenuity with alien technology. Lyra watched as he guided the troops, not with fear, but with clear instructions that allowed both humans and aliens to act in harmony. His leadership was precise yet humane. During the heat of the battle, Damon risked himself to save a group of young aliens trapped under debris. Lyra's heart pounded as she saw the courage and selflessness in his actions. After the marauders were driven back, the palace sent emissaries to report the victory. King Alaric approached Lyra and Damon, his expression softer than before. "You have proven much," he said. "Perhaps my judgment was clouded. Perhaps there is more to this human than I anticipated." Lyra stepped forward. "Father, Damon has shown that humans can grow, can choose compassion over cruelty. He has earned respect, not through fear, but through action that values life. Yet I must still decide for myself. I cannot be married by decree alone. I need choice, as must he. Damon bowed slightly. Princess, I do not ask for anything but the chance to continue showing that I can be better. I will not force your decision, only hope to earn it through deeds and trust. For the first time, Lyra felt hope rather than dread. The human before her was not perfect, but he had the capacity to learn and to act with honor. Her tears fell, not from sorrow, but from relief and understanding. In the months that followed, Damon integrated into the planet's society. He learned their languages, shared human innovations, and defended the innocent without arrogance. Lyra observed him closely, and gradually her refusal softened into cautious admiration. Then, one day, in the palace gardens, Damon approached her, holding a small, glowing crystal, a symbol of alliance between worlds. Princess Lyra, he said gently, I came here as your father's choice, but I wish to be your choice as well, if you will allow me. Not as a conqueror, but as someone who wishes to learn, to protect, and to walk beside you as an equal. Lyra's eyes glistened. She looked at the crystal, then at Damon, seeing the man he had become, not the warrior he had been. Her heart, once heavy with fear and refusal, opened. You have shown me that even humans, though flawed, can rise to honor. I will choose you, Damon, not because I was forced, but because I believe in the person you are and can become. King Alaric, observing from a distance, smiled quietly. Even he understood that sometimes strength is measured not in power, but in the courage to change, to grow, and to trust. The alliance between their worlds strengthened, not through fear or control, but through mutual respect and understanding. Hum.